Hi guys, I'm sorry it's been so late since I've last updated my video. It's been what, second last week in November I think it was. A lot has been happening. I've had my appointment with my ophthalmologist that I had mentioned in my last video. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Yeah, and then it was coming up to Christmas and both my kids have been sick. My youngest was sick. He had 2 weeks off before the Christmas in school, and then the week of the Christmas my other son was sick, so he was off school, and then my husband was sick, and then I got sick. It's just been crazy, absolutely crazy. And then with the Christmas and the New Year, and up until now I've kind of been on a little downer. Since I last uploaded my video, only in the last maybe week or so, my eyes have deteriorated again quite quickly, since my last appointment. I think it was the 22nd of November. I had mentioned in my video that I had light and shadow perception. Well, now I've only got light perception. I don't see shadows anymore. Which I couldn't really see at the best of times anyway, because like I was only seeing shadows as well, and now I just see light, and I'm kind of struggling seeing light as well, and I'm hoping that my light perception doesn't go away as well. It's quite scary. I've been kind of down the last few days. That's why I had been meaning to upload a video during the week when, the kids are back at school now and I can get stuff done in peace, but I've been quite down. And there's a lot of stuff going on in my house. We moved into this house in April, and just before the Christmas, our youngest son, we noticed in his bedroom there was a bit of dampness coming in, so we cleaned it up and we got paint, that anti-mold paint, and we cleaned it up and we painted it, and it's came back again. I think Christmas morning our son came into us and said the dampness has come back. Our room was the same. Our room was damp as well, but it's got worse. We've cleaned it and moved the furniture and stuff the best we can, but it's come back with a vengeance and it's pretty bad. So that's got me down to I've had to throw out a lot of furniture. I've had to throw out the chest of drawers, a wardrobe, just looking through bags that I had in the room. I had a lot of photos and a lot of baby photos, and they got ruined, so losing the baby photos is kind of upsetting because I can't replace them, but such is life. Anyway, getting to my appointment. I had my appointment, I think it was the 22nd of November. Went in and the usual eye test, the reading of the chart, and of course I couldn't see a thing. And the eye drops, the usual pressure in the back of the eye. I told her about seeing all the different lines going across my eyes and the different colours, the different flashes. I don't know if I had mentioned in my last video, I have a condition called Charlie Bonnet syndrome. Well, it's got worse. Without sounding dramatic or over exaggerating, with Charlie Bonnet syndrome, well, for me, I see spiders or any kind of insect kind of thing crawl up my arm or my leg. It doesn't really matter where it is. My ophthalmologist had mentioned that the flashes and the different colours were all part of the Charlie Bonnet syndrome. She said a lot of patients have experienced and seen things. For me, I see dead people. Yeah, it's quite frightening. Yeah, I see dead people. I see them all the time. I could be sitting and there could be somebody sitting next to me. I don't know who they are. I also see dead relatives. I don't specifically see them, like, I see them in my dreams. Yeah, it's quite scary. I see it all the time, day and night. Pardon for the mess in the background. I've had to move all my stuff out of the bedroom. And they're just behind the couch here. As you can see, the mess. But once I get my room sorted, I'll get my living room back again. Yeah, so I'm quite dealing with a lot just now. At the beginning, when I was seeing dead people, I literally thought I was losing my mind. But my ophthalmologist assured me that, I do see them, but they're not, like, physically there. She said it's my brain trying to compensate what my eyesight is losing. My brain still thinks I can still see, and I don't know, it's hard to explain, but so that's where I am basically. I've had a good Christmas, and the New Year was okay, it was good, but just with this dampness in our room kind of set me in a little downer a bit, because it's pretty bad. But we just have to make the best of it and just clean it up and paint it, and hopefully it won't come back. My ophthalmologist, I mentioned to her about, I think it's nystagmus to call it. She said it's quite mild just now. And just keep an eye on it. And she was going to discharge me because she said that, there's nothing she can do for me. An eye test and all that when you go to the hospital, an eye test is no addition to me anymore and all that. So she was going to discharge me, but she says I was to come back in 6 months, so from November till 6 months, what would be May? Yeah, May. So I've only got like 4 months left or something. I think that'll be my last appointment because there's nothing she can do for me. Which it's pretty thingy, because every time I go up to her, my eyesight's getting worse and worse and worse. But there's absolutely nothing she can do. But like I said in my last video, I just have to try and accept it and just live my life to the best of my ability. Like I said in my last video, because I've got my kids, my husband to think about. You know, my kids have been affected by this pretty bad, especially my youngest. I didn't mention in my last video, our youngest child, he's 13, well, he'll be 14 in 2 weeks' time. He is on the autism spectrum. He has additional needs and he goes to a special needs school. He's struggling with it pretty bad, because it's not that he doesn't understand. He helps me a lot when I'm up to town, and if I'm out in general, he'll help me and he'll hold my hand. But at the back of his mind, I don't think he fully understands how much vision loss I've lost. And he gets pretty. He hides himself in his room, which I leave him. I leave him when he, you know, I do talk to him and ask him is he okay and all that. But the only thing you can just do is just leave him and just let him cope the way he wants to cope. Because you've got to kind of talk to him differently than with my other son. And you've got to kind of try and treat him a little different. But yeah, my other son is going on 15. He'll be 15 in February, and he's doing his mock GCSEs next week, which, you know, there's a lot going on for all of us, I think, and I'm trying to kind of stay calm and not talk about my vision loss a lot, because I'm trying to keep him calm this week. So he's going into doing the exams and he's got a fresh mind and he's not worrying about anything and he's not worrying about me, and it's all go. But that's it. We are going to be moving house. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video. We are going to be moving, hopefully before the summer comes in. We're going to be moving to the seaside. We're actually moving. I told you in my last video, I'm originally from Ireland, and my husband and my youngest are Scottish, and our oldest child, he's Irish as well. My husband came over here, well, we weren't married at the time, but he came over to Ireland and stayed there for about 2 years, and then we moved over here, and I've been here 14 years. So yeah, we're moving to his hometown up in the Highlands in Scotland. It's a place called Oban. I don't know if anybody's probably never heard of it, I don't know, but anybody that's watching this that's from Scotland, yeah, we're moving to Oban. We've got our name down in the housing list because we have neighbours upstairs above us, and I'd love to go on that programme, Nightmare Neighbours from Hell, whatever you call it, because my neighbours upstairs are I can't even say a word, because they're absolutely nightmares. They keep us awake every night, banging about. They're banging about just now as I'm speaking. I don't know if you can hear it over the video.